In microprogram unit, the theoretical aspects of implementing the control unit, right, by software method is explained. Now, implementing the control unit with the help of a software approach, it means that we are supposed to write various programs for different functionalities of a control unit. So microprogram control unit was developed by a scientist Wilkes, right? So it is called as Wilkes design, right? It was developed in 1952. The diagram which appears in front of us, right? This diagram looks like a uh, circuit, but this is not a circuit, but this is a simple diagram for microprogrammed control unit, wherein that here is the control memory address register, and uh, it is the instruction register from where we are taking the input, right? This is the decoder. These are different control fields, right? And this is the conditional flag. This is the control lines for right. These are the horizontal which are talking about micro instructions. Now what happens here? See, here is a decoder, right? Which is 3 is to 8 decoder, which takes the 3 input and provides 8 different output. The outputs are 0 to 8. Right. Now we know that the computer system uh, runs various softwares, right? A software is a group of program, and a program is a group of instruction, right? Now to execute the instruction, we need to perform different micro operations, right? What are those micro operations? The micro operations are, the very first step is MAR takes the value from the program counter. The second micro operations is the contents of the memory are copied into memory address register, right? And then the contents of the memory address register are copied into instruction register, and parallelly the program counter is incremented by 1. Now in this microprogram control unit, right, these are different micro instructions, right, which are shown with these horizontal lines. Now to execute those micro instructions, there is a separate program that is written, right? So as you can observe here, 0011, right, 0100, this is the notation for the 3, this is the notation for 4. So I can write these binary values in the hexadecimal as 34H, right? And this is actually giving you details from the memory, wherein to execute those micro operations, we know that the control unit is generating the control signals. And here in case of Wilkes design, to execute those micro operations, right, or those micro instructions, separate programs are written, right, and those programs are stored on this memory, right? So as compared to micro operations, in case of this microprogram control unit, we are going one layer additional. We are detailing the concept with the help of one additional layer, that is the layer of the programs, right? So we will understand this particular concept. It is a control unit made using software, right? Software means what? It is ultimately a group of programs, ultimately a group of instructions, and again here it is a group of micro instructions. So this diagram is not a circuit, right? Looks like a circuit, right? But this diagram is not a circuit, right? This is a simple representation of a microprogrammed control unit, right? Try to understand here the difference between the hardwired implementation and the microprogrammed implementation. Hardwired implementation is known as a hardware implementation of a control unit, and microprogrammed control unit, it is a software implementation of a control unit. So it is very simple that there a kind of a will going a software of a software we will going to implement. So how does it work, right? As we know that, see, program is a set of instructions, right? An instruction requires series of operations called micro operation. Right. To perform the micro operation, we need to release, or the control unit need to release the control signals, right? Now to produce control signals, there are set of instructions, right? What we are doing here, we are going in one step detail, we are digging one more step, right? To produce those control signals, right? Uh, there are set of micro instructions, and it is called as a program for that particular instructions, right? So it is a layer within a layer, right? If we will study, later about nano programming, right, this layer even goes into detail, right? But as of now we are learning the software aspect of developing the control unit. So here our interest is that only. What is the basic interest? That if we need to execute the micro instructions, right, what is the program that we are writing for that? Because we know that micro instructions or those micro operations are only doing or executing your individual instruction. Let us say you want to execute again the similar instruction, add al comma bl, wherein add is the instruction and al and bl are operands, right? To execute that instruction, you know that the control unit or the processor will perform micro operations, right? And to perform those micro operations, here we are writing separate programs, right? And this is how the microprogram control unit will be developed, right? So here, see, this is a program, right? Program is a these are different instructions which will going to form your program, right? And these are different micro operations which just now I have discussed with you, right? Needed for executing that individual instruction, right? So what happens here? See, this is a control unit which generates the control signals, right? So microprogram for certain single instruction will be written, right? Because to produce different control signals, there will be micro instructions. For every single micro instruction, there will be a separate program written. Now, in hardwired control unit, if we want or if we need to make single change, we need to change the complete circuit. But it is not in case of microprogrammed control unit, right? Because as it is a program, by changing some line of a code, you can update the design of your control unit, right? But in case of hardware, right, you know that if some circuit is faulty or getting corrupt, then the entire circuit may be collapsed, right? So in hardwired control unit, if we want to make the single change, we need to change the complete circuit, but it is not the case with the microprogrammed control unit, right? Make small changes as and when required in your different programs, then your control unit design will be updated, right? And by changing small code, right? Or if there is a error in the very few line of a code, then the complete uh, implementation of the control unit will not be collapsed. So this is the control memory, a separate diagram, right? So where is the control memory? As you can see in the main diagram, this is the control memory, right? And as we know that uh, it is a memory, means there are memory locations, means they will going to store your instruction as well as your operands, right? So what is stored in the control memory in this particular diagram? This is the separate diagram for that. As in case you will observe that, let us say I want to perform some add operation, right? Sub operation, right? So what I will write, add al comma bl. For subtraction I will write sub sub al comma bl. For or I will write or al comma bl. Means what will happen, al is a register which is storing some value, right? It is of course a binary value. Bl is a register which is storing some binary value, and for those two values I need to perform a logical or operation, right? Again, not, move, jump, if, carry, these are different instruction as we know, right? But what is stored in the control memory, right? In the control memory, right, the micro program for add instruction is stored, right? Here the micro program for sub instruction is stored, right? Now to for generating the control signals, right, we will write different micro programs, we will write the programs, right? And as we are writing programs here, it is a software implementation of a control unit, right? So it is a micro program for add, sub, or, right, not, move, jump, if, carry, and for many of the instructions that whatever you are writing, right, the micro program will be written. Now uh, every instruction have its separate micro program, right? Here we know that a dot, right, and this is a not dot, right? It represents 1 and 0, right? So the memory locations are also represented like this only, right? 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0. So we can write this particular information, right? As I'm writing here, this is a 3, this is a 4, right? These are different memory locations, right? So uh, it is not a circuit, right? They are different micro instructions. Now if uh, one want to update the control unit, right, they just need to reprogram, right? So what happens, let us say you have developed a software, right? So to update a software, right, you will not change all the different programs, but you will make the changes in respective program at respective locations. So your complete uh, software will not be collapsed. That is the main advantage of this microprogrammed control unit, because this is a software implementation, right? And the earlier the hardwired control unit was a hardware implementation. So let us say if some uh, minor problem is happening, right, then your complete circuit will be collapsed, right? So uh, on the other hand, with the hardware control unit, we need to redesign the hardware control unit. Right. Now, this is a circuit which was developed by Wilkes. Right. It is not developed by me or Praveen Mahadik or Vijay Kolte. Right. It is developed by Wilkes. Right. And in 1952, where there was no Pankaj, right, no Vijay. So, uh, there was no concept of program counter, right? So because we need the program counter, right? So what is the purpose of program counter? It is to point at the next instruction. Let us say we have written a micro program for one instruction, then there is a second instruction that will get executed, right? So for that particular second instruction we need to write the micro program, so we need to update the program counter, right? We need to maintain the data in the program counter. So how the program counter was getting saved? See, here there is a instruction, because program counter is a register which will store the instruction and it will store the address of the next instruction. Automatically what will happen? Let us say one program is executed, it will point to another program. So all the micro instructions related to your every single instruction will be executed. In short, what is happening here? Related to instruction, the processor needs to execute the micro operations. For executing the micro operations, we will need the control signals, right? For generating those control signals, here we are writing the programs. Here we are writing the programs. So it is a software aspect of developing a control unit. Now, what is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is your program counter register. Right now, nowadays we are also using the program counter register, which is a 16-bit register, right? So here it is carrying the extra luggage of address of the next instruction, right, which is not there in your current program counter, because this is the concept which was, this is the microprogram control unit which was developed in 1952, right, even before my birth. So it is carrying extra luggage of address of the next instruction, right? Now, the current version contains the micro instruction, right, which is automatic incrementing. So it is also called as micro instruction sequencing, right? Now this is the another concept which we are supposed to learn after this, micro instruction sequencing, where there is a auto incrementing mode available which points towards the next instruction, right? And this is how uh, one should understand the theoretical aspects of the microprogrammed control unit, right? And this is the basic diagram with which we are supposed to draw this diagram and explain this diagram with the help of the concepts that we have learned just now.